Welcome back, friends. First of all, a hearty congratulations to Boris Johnson for his emphatic victory in the United Kingdom elections. Tremendous victory that gives him unfettered power now to uh, enable a Brexit at the terms that he desires. Yet, I believe that United Kingdom will be looking for a little softer Brexit under the newly elected Boris Johnson regime. So the uncertainty over Brexit will hopefully finally be coming to an end over the next month and a half. And Boris Johnson's today's emphatic victory will only be a step in that direction. Now it's giving him unfettered power. Mr. Johnson therefore enters 10 Downing Street once again with his girlfriend Carrie Simons and his dog, and a whole host of vast experience as the former mayor of London, or he has also been the prime minister before this elections, so he has some experience from that, and a pretty powerful figure. Not only the Brexit, but Boris Johnson has also now got to tackle the problems emanating out of the low budgetary allocations to the NHS, the National Health Scheme of the UK. As you know, people can avail of the services of the NHS at pretty good rates. It's heavily subsidized by the government of the United Kingdom, and there had been concerns over the deteriorating quality. Boris Johnson's emphatic victory will now give him unfettered powers to increase the allocations to this NHS scheme of the United Kingdom, which has been recognized all over the world. Coming to the United States, the FOMC did not raise interest rates at its last meeting and has kept the powder dry for another difficult period. The dot plot of the FOMC shows that there will be probably no interest rate increase or reduction over 2020. But I, from my analysis and experience, believe that in the second half of 2020 we could see recessionary trends beginning to appear in the United States, and this would compel the Fed to reduce interest rates by 4 to 5 times in the second half of 2020. In fact, I would say right after or around the end of March 2020, we should start seeing global recession coming back in a big swing. And United States will definitely not go unharmed in this process. Indian stock markets are on a roll. The FOMC decision to keep interest rates on hold has been helpful for the emerging markets. Indian markets are up sharply today as they were yesterday. However, be a little careful. In about 1 o'clock or so Indian time, you could start seeing a little bit of profit booking and things tapering off. Monday should be a decent day for the world stock markets. However, again, around 1 o'clock, by the time the European markets start opening up, there could be downtrend which investors should be careful about. This is as far as Monday is concerned. Tuesday would be a little more difficult day, I believe, for the world markets and especially that of India. So in this scenario, please be careful. The UK elections are now out of the way. FOMC has kept its interest rates on hold, favorable for emerging markets. The Indian economy, although chugging along at a very slow speed, yet is a consumption-driven economy. It's a closed economy to that extent that its consumption is quite high. And I personally believe that even if the recession were to be going to set in, the impact will not be as much as we imagine on the bottom of the pyramid. The impact will be more on the top of the pyramid. The luxury items, the people at the higher levels of strata of society, monetarily, they could get more impacted. So, short run, today, profit booking can seep in now very shortly. Next 2 or 3 hours, you'll see a lot of profit booking. Monday should be on the whole a decent day, but after Europe opens, there could be signs of trouble once again for Indian stock markets and Asian stock markets, which are open at the time at which Europe also starts trading. So please keep all this into perspective. As far as what follows thereafter Monday, I will be back shortly and I will give you more of my views. Till then, happy investing. Take care. Bye bye.